Hello, my beautiful light beings. How are you all, my wonderful gods and goddesses? Welcome, and without further ado, let's go on to our beautiful intuitive new moon reading. So, this moon, as we already know, because we have the Vedic, which will be the opposite sign to the Western, so let's stick with the energy of the moon. And this particular moon is the worm moon. Now, why was it known as the worm moon? It was known as the worm moon because all the worms used to come up from the earth, because this was known as the last winter moon before spring. Yay! And I think we can already feel this beautiful energy of spring in the air that's coming through, which is beautiful, like seeing daffodils up and running and all that jazz. So yeah, that's exactly why it's called the worm moon. So with that being said, I am going to just start the reading for our wonderful collective and see what messages there are. For anybody who's wondering, it's a very good time to write a letter, set your intentions, make sure that you're writing in there in full detail what you would like to bring into your life, who you would like to bring into your life. You can even list their traits and their attributes, you know, go into detail about exactly what you want to bring into your life, as in energies or anything else, you know, because it is allowed and we are abundant in all ways. So, with that being said, hello my darlings, I hope you're well. I'm sending so much love. Can all hear me okay, yeah? Right. Dear creator of all that is, do we have any messages for the collective on this new March moon? Show us the cards we need to see. Dear collective, do we have any messages for us all, universal beings, ancestors, past, present and future? Show us the cards we need to see. Dear creator of all that is, do we have any messages for the collective? Show us the cards we need to see. Dear creator of all that is, conscious collective, do we have any messages for us all? Show us the cards we need to see. You want me to split this up again? Okay, let's do that. Ta-da! Has anyone got any questions while we're here? Thanks for letting me know, Goddess Bada, about the sound. I appreciate you. So, dear creator of all that is, universal beings, light beings, ancestors, archangels, past, present and future, do we have any messages for the collective? Are there any messages with this new moon in March 2021? Show us the cards we need to see. Maybe this message is just meant to be short and sweet. Okay. Dear conscious collective, do you have any messages that you would like us to have as one collective, universal light beings? Yes, no, yes, top one. Okay. Show us the card. Okay, you wanted to jump out just when I thought I had less work to do. Okay, show us the cards we need to see. It always happens like this at the end. So, it doesn't actually. It also happens in the middle and the beginning. Right, let's see what's going on. What's going on in everybody's energy at the moment. Okay, some of the cards from the past are coming up again, so we've still got similar energies, but this is the collective, so it's not really surprising. Okay, so let's start with what we normally know, and that is emotional loss. As we know, folks, what is emotional loss? Some of us have lost everything, our rights, our freedom, not just people, not just transitioning, just transitioning to a new way of life, you know. So there is going to be emotional loss, and as you can see, that circular energy is like almost like, oh, this is hurting my heart. But at the same time, we have to remember to heal our heart, take notice of our heart, care for our heart, give love and nurturing to our heart, because often I believe if I lose something, that means something even greater is going to take its place. So if you think of that and keep that in mind, you will never lose, okay? This is very interesting now. So there will be along the way now, there is going to be major transformation. And as we all know, this card has come up for us quite a lot. Yeah, this is otherwise known in the May Tarot card as the Death card. Now, folks, don't think of death as death. Again, like loss, something else is coming in its place. Where transformation is concerned, it means exactly that. Transformation is about to happen in all of our lives, okay? And that's a bit of a no-brainer, really, with everything that's going on the outside, but also for those that are trying to create something within their own worlds, create their own lives, create their own world, create their own everything, okay? So be aware of that, take note of that, and don't be afraid of it. It's nothing to be afraid of. Transitioning, change is beautiful. Look at the seasons, they change. Winter to spring, spring to summer. So gorgeous. Look at the flowers. Look how things grow, you know. We are meant to evolve. We are natural beings with these things. We are meant to just do exactly the same thing. Okay. So once we start realizing that our transformation is on ground, what we now need to start doing is navigating, I feel, any obstacles or challenges that come in our way. Yeah. So as we can see here, the guy, he's about to step onto the pavement, but there is a bit of a challenge because there's a gap. Yeah. It's your choice how big that gap is. To me, that gap's not that big. Yeah. To other people, that gap might be massive. Yeah, it's your mindset again. If you think that, okay, we've got certain things that we need to get out of the way, never think of a problem as a problem. Think of it as a challenge. And that way you'll be able to navigate it a hell of a lot easier with so much ease and so much like finesse as well, okay? So be mindful of that, because normally with change always comes challenge, yeah? And normally with challenge always comes change. So they kind of go hand in hand anyway. So navigate those obstacles. You're able to jump over there. It's not that hard, you know. And as long as you've always got, see, there's lots of beautiful fireflies. They're even showing you the way of how to get there. It's not even like, oh my God, it's completely in the dark. No, you've actually got the light to show you how to jump. Yeah. I'm liking this. So when we decide of what path that we're going to go into, what we then need to do is connect with our base chakra. With our base chakra, we will then find we are building foundations and achievements, okay? Through our foundations and achievements, these three cards are going hand in hand. We're going to end up making, and we've had this card as well, folks, partnerships and alliances. Why? Because we're coming into New Earth. New Earth is not the same as the old system. The old system was all about me, self, egoism, looking into myself, looking after myself, looking out for myself. The new world, we're all meant to be surviving and thriving together as one. Yeah. Okay. How do we do that? Look after our base chakra. Our base chakra is the 3D material world, is our foundation, is our roots, are our the solid essence of us. What makes us stable? What if you're feeling unstable? Start tapping into red foods, you know, all those juicy yummy berries that you can think of, as well as other hard foods as well that are going to be of benefit for you, and root vegetables as well are very good to keep you grounded. So think about that. So we have so far emotional loss. We are transforming and going into a place of change. There are going to be obstacles and challenges along the way, but remember, the road is lit, so it's not going to be that challenging. Base chakra is our world that is changing and transforming, which is not surprising, to be honest. Let's get into partnerships and alliances so that we can make a solid, firm foundation, and achievements will begin. From there, you'll notice all of this will start happening fast, accelerated motion. It will literally, an 8 is a wonderful number. Not only is it my number of birth, folks, but it is also the number of abundance, true abundance. So for those that are following the patterning of the collective, of what Creator wants us to do, of the universe, of all of those energies, and we're tapping into that, guess what happens then, folks? As long as we stand our ground, which is another card as well, and 7 and 8 go hand in hand together anyway, what will happen? Prosperity will begin. See that, folks? Beautiful prosperity. And what is it there? We've sown our seed in the winter. We're allowing it time to grow. And as we let it grow, it bears. And then it's not even bearing small fruit, folks. Look at that big old fat, juicy, ripe piece of fruit up there. Yay! And that's for all of us. The last card was going to go hand in hand with prosperity. Triumphant success, folks. Yeah? So, for me, it's pretty much no-brainer, really. As long as we put our minds and focus to it, the world is ours. So, with that, I'm going to go straight into a beautiful, quick new moon reading. See how we can join both of those together. And then from there, my work here, dear Watson, is done. I was going to do the draw for the Like It on Top today, but I've been studying away like a little good student, and I'll be doing it tomorrow instead, folks, because as we can imagine, it's a gratefully busy time of the month for me. So, dear Creator of all that is, universal messages, do you have any? You want that one out? I can see you jumped and then you put yourself back in. Do you have any messages for the collective with regards to this beautiful March new moon, ancestors past, present and future, and Creator of all that is? Do you have any messages for the collective in this March energy? Dear Creator of all that is, do you have any messages? I ain't taking all of those, I'll tell you that much. Let's go back. Dear Creator of all that is, that's better. Do you have any messages with regards to March energy and this worm moon for the conscious collective? Show us the cards we need to see. Dear, wonderful. You want that one? Full moon. Do you have new moon? Do you have any messages with regards to the conscious collective? Let us any cards that we need to see. I think, do you know what? That's more than enough, to be honest. That's more than enough, to be honest. Again. Okay. Nice. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, folks, these are beautiful messages that are coming out here, okay? So, we're going to go into... We've had this card before, folks. Emotions are running high, and this is supermoon energy. So, basically, it is what it is. Emotions are running high in the collective, within ourselves individually, because of... Why? All of this, for some people are not used to change. Some people don't know change. Some people don't accept change. But because of that, that will then be creating high emotions in people, and also due to emotional loss of our freedoms, of our lives, of our current, like, some people are really rigid. They have routines and structures, and they're used to that routine. That is comfort to them, you know. So bear in mind to just look after yourself, nurture yourself, look after your soul in that way, okay? Whilst we're in that there as well, this is a really, really beautiful reading. So here it then says, expect powerful change. Yeah? And that already, as we know, we've got transformation change card here. So whoever's actually going to put this in, and I was actually reading this card not so long ago for somebody. Powerful change means within your life. So any seeds And we've been there with the seeds card. Any seeds that you're ready to produce, expect powerful change for your prosperity to begin, yeah? And remember with that, as long as you stand your ground, you're going to get a triumphant success. But I'm not surprised with this expected change, because you know why, folks? We've got accelerated motion. That means it's working very, very fast. And this month, folks, March is a universal month of the number 8, because the year that we're living in this year at this current time is the number 5, and this month is 3. So you put those together and it's a universal month of 8. So this month in particular is very, very what's the word I'm looking for, folks? It's a manifestation. It's magical. Like, quite literally, we can bring all of our dreams into fruition this month. This month, you've got August as well on its own, because it's a number 8th month. And then you've got the end of the year as well with December, because 1 and 2 make 3, and then 5 again. Okay, so for those that want to plan the year ahead about, okay, where do I manifest? How can I bring the biggest lot of manifestation and break all my limits and everything into the world? Keep an eye on those months, okay? So it is time to release anything that is not serving you, negativity, that is people, energies, things, jobs, everything. It's not serving you no purpose. Are you happy? Really? Truly? I doubt it. So how about you try and tap into the natural order state of the energy of transformation, allow the change to happen, allow yourself to navigate any obstacles and challenges. Like, this is nothing compared to living with this, yeah? And how do we do this? How do we allow ourselves to release negativity? By surrendering to our beautiful divine. If we did not have the 3D system, how would our lives be? We would be in natural flow state. The system that we've been created at the moment is a system that tells us we've got to know the outcome. We've got to know when the outcome is. We've got to have control over the outcome. That is all within the ego, yeah? Our natural state of being is just flow. So once we start to trust and dip into the energy of the divine, whoo, I tell you, folks, I did that January. I literally thought, I'm going to do this experiment. And I'm the person, I used to do a lot of jobs where I had to control the outcome of everything, know weeks in advance and the rest of it. So it's a lot of ego work that I've had to work on myself here, folks. However, as soon as I did, it took off. My work took off. Everything took off, because I just allowed my work and my life and my flow to go into the natural order and essence of where it's meant to be. Okay? So those that are wanting to release their negativity through surrendering to the divine, do know this is perfect time for healing for all of us. Because why? Our emotions are running high. Why? Because we are suffering from emotional loss. Why? Because yes, we might have to deal with obstacles and challenges, and there might be a massive transformation on the way, but ultimately, let's give ourselves that time to breathe. Let's honour our emotions, our feelings. Let's get into the reasons why we are self-sabotaging, why we are on self-destruct mode, why we are always continuing allowing ourselves to be distracted by things that are not serving our highest or best purpose, yeah? Let's go into those things and start to heal those things so that we can start becoming the best, most wonderful, limitless version of ourselves, okay? So, yeah, within those as well, and give yourself grace. Allow those emotions to run. Allow surrender to the divine. I'm trying to look for that card again, you know. Surrender to your emotions. There is nothing wrong with honouring yourself. Start treating yourself like your own best friend, you know. Talk to yourself like your own best friend. Would you allow someone to talk to yourself to your best friend the way that you talk to yourself? And who's the longest relationship you're going to have on this earth with? It's not going to be your best friend. I can tell you that much. Anyway, moving swiftly on, my lovely light beams. For those that are allowing and honouring that beautiful space to heal, and remember, whatever we heal within us is helping 7 generations behind us instantaneously, as well as ahead of us, and all of our family. I've been doing some intense theta healing work because I've been studying and just recently qualified as a practitioner. And the knock-on effect has been work that I've been doing. Then when I speak to certain, like, catch up with certain people in my family, it's like, oh, I've been doing X, Y, Z, and I'm like, oh, okay. And it's actually connected with some of the work that I've been doing. So I'm like, okay, this is very interesting to watch, because theta healing is very much on quantum physics. So I've very much been enjoying that. Folks, when you're going to go into times of healing, what's going to come up? You're going to get doubts. You're going to get self-limiting doubts. You're going to get self-sabotaging doubts. This card is here to let you know you are good enough. See that? We are all good enough. Remember that. We are all worth the foundations and achievements when we put in the partnerships and alliances, when we allow ourselves the time to heal, when we then also stand our ground and set boundaries. Especially as empaths, we never set boundaries. Start learning to set yourselves boundaries. Start honouring yourself, yeah? Because then you are worth the prosperity that is about to come in. You are worth being triumphant. This is not just for the people, the big 1%, because we are, they say 1%, 99%, we're all of the same whether we like it or not, you know? We were all born and created from love. People then get to choose when they come down whether they behave themselves, whether they're good, whether they're bad, or what have you. But ultimately, we are all from a space and heart space of unconditional love. Remember, you are as good as everybody on this earth, because we are all one collective consciousness, okay? And this card is for someone in particular. It says conclusions are in reach. So if anyone's been asking questions with regards to, okay, what's going to happen in my life, whether it be with a partner, with work, or what have you, for those that have been putting the work in, your conclusions are soon going to arise, okay? And remember, it's springtime. What's springtime? Rebirth. Pow! But what you have to remember right at the end, folks, is to be bold and make the first move in all of this, yeah? You have to make the first move in your healing. You have to make your first move if you want to. When you surrender to the divine, I'll tell you what happens, right? You open the door to the creator, to all our universes, to all of our ancestors, and they literally hear you, your healing. And from when you heal, you start raising your self-esteem and your self-worth levels. From when they see that, they're like, that person's now ready to start accepting some of the abundance. Okay, how about we start giving them some ideas to make them abundant? And then it's time for you to then put in to your organization of your foundations and your base chakra in particular. I'm looking for the card, but we know what we're talking about, folks. When we decide to put in and reach out for those partnerships and alliances by being bold and making that first move, you know, when we get those ideas and all of a sudden we're like, okay, how am I going to make this work now? Who can I make this work with? You know, how do I make this work as one collective? How do I make this work so this can be beneficial? Because what we need to start doing is exactly what we've been taught in the system, yeah? How does the system make itself the system? Because those that are the 1% all share between each other. All we've got to do is apply that to all of us and just share between each other and all become abundant between us, yeah? So when we are opening the doors to ourselves and allowing ourselves the space to heal, the space to love ourselves, not only does that happen and we heal, and we're then showing the universe that we're ready for more to come into our lives, more wonderful, divine, yummy experiences, people, all that jazz. Not only are we doing that, we are also asking for, we're also demonstrating that we're ready for the next step. And if those that might be looking at this and thinking, I want like love in my life or stuff like that, remember, if you are unhealed and you're not in a great place all you're ever going to keep attracting, because remember, what we project is what we reflect, okay? So all you're ever going to keep attracting to you from an unhealed space is areas in other people that you need to heal. That's whether you like it or not, that is it. Yeah, and you're going to keep repeating those cycles and those patterns, and you're most probably already repeating cycles and patterns that happen to your ancestors, that are already in your genetics, that are already part of your DNA, that are already part of your history. Yeah, and some of them all accumulated as one. So once you allow and honor your space to heal and to rise and raise your self-worth, your self-love, your quality of self, then not only would you ask the universe and the creator and all ancestors combined to then turn around and say to you, yes, you're ready for everything amazing in your life, but then automatically the right frequency will come in to love you the way that you are loving yourself. Yeah? Because what's the worth of love if you're never like, yes, we can all love brilliantly, but if we can't love ourselves, we're never really going to be able to accept somebody else's love properly, right? It's exactly what we know. So how about we start applying some of this beautifulness, yeah? So with that, I'm going to bid you all adieu. Thank you so much for joining me, always supporting me, and I always love you so dearly. Thank you. I hope you've got what you needed from this. Remember to write that list, allow yourself the space to heal, start planning what you need to, reach out, make the first move, you know, be bold, don't be afraid. Remember that you're good enough. For me, this card is so essential here, you know. Change is going to happen. Change always happens for me and nothing. But to always remember that you're good enough from the core of your soul and your heart, then everything else is going to automatically come to you. And it's going to come quick, folks. So remember that. All this change is already happening quick. Your prosperity is here. It's waiting for you already. It just needs you to heal so that it wants you to come into you with your beautiful triumphant success. Yeah? That's yummy. That's divine. I love you all. With that, I'm going to say goodbye. I will most probably pop on just to maybe give the winner tomorrow, but if not, I'll definitely do it Monday. You will catch me on Monday with the wonderful magical world of holistic health, and I will be talking with a lady called Vicky, and she is a crystal therapy healer. Yes! Because if anybody knows me, they know I love, look, a crystal or two. So with that being said, my darlings, I love you, I love you, I love you all. Look after yourselves, take care of yourselves, be gentle with yourselves. If you're unsure about how to heal and ways that you want to make it easy or less painless, or, you know, you don't want to go through it alone, you've got my DM. You know where I'm at. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love me too. Take care, folks. Bye. And thank you for joining me.